Federal Post TV, and we are broadcasting through our um, program Federal Talk. I'm would like to react about the recent quote unquote Vancouver massacre that was done by offender, a repeated offender, according to police. They know the suspect, and according to reports, the suspect has been uh, a repeat offender, and most likely he has a problem with his mental capacity or mental state of mind, wherein he was able to do that horrific incident in Vancouver. So my personal opinion about this incident that occurred in Vancouver, wherein, according to reports, there are 9 persons, mostly Filipino Canadians, died, and at the same time there are 20 others who are severely injured and are undergoing treatment in the hospital. So my personal opinion on this is the person that committed the incident was a repeated crime offender. So with regards to preventing crime in the street, um, this is major concern among Canadians, because even here in Toronto, where in Ontario and in Toronto, where I'm based with, every day in Toronto, I could hear news that somebody got killed, somebody got shot, and mostly are drug related. And at the same time, mostly are people who are less fortunate, who wanted to get easy money by doing robbery. In fact, one of the latest incident here in Toronto was it was there's several youths that got involved in smashing the window of a jewelry shop, and they uh, rob the store, get rid of the jewelries in broad daylight. And this is related to the present governance that being done by the Liberal government for the past several years. They did not act on preventing the crime offenders. In fact, I would like to quote as an opinion given by um, the Conservative Party leader, Justin Pierre Polive. I'll give you his opinion. Okay. So this is something to do with a crime that has not been addressed by the Liberal government under Justin Trudeau, and is carried over by their recently elected leader, Mark Carney.
Written on the streets and addicted to drugs. And that's because of the inflationary policies Trudeau's implemented that have driven up the cost of everything. 2, he's implemented a catch and release policy that allow the most prolific and repeat violent offenders to go back onto the street again and again and again. You might think that our country is being overrun with thousands upon thousands of criminals. It's not. It's a tiny minority of repeat offenders who do almost all of the crime. The British Columbia Union of Mayors wrote a letter recently in which they said that the same 40 offenders were arrested in Vancouver 6,000 times.
6,000 times.
People
The same
arrested
people.
6,000 times in a year. That's 150 arrests per person per year. Now, if you take those 40 people and put them behind bars, you would have spared 6,000 people the victimhood of having been attacked on the street with an ice pick or lit on fire or robbed at gunpoint. 40 people. Now, why are the same 40 people being released again and again? Well, Trudeau's bail law requires they be released. So police arrest the same people often 3 or 4 times in the same day.
Okay, I would like to add something to this. So there was a law passed by Justin Trudeau under his Liberal government. I think it's the Bill C-75. If I'm not mistaken. This allows the crime offenders to post bail as soon as possible, even a day. so that they will be free from getting put in jail after committing a crime. So, as what being told by the Conservative Party leader, so there are almost 6,000 crime offenders who were being released by the police because they don't have the teeth, they don't have a law to to put them in jail so that they will not be committing the same crime again and again. So what happened with the Vancouver, wherein mostly who are dead are the Filipino Canadians. I suppose, I don't know, maybe this guy was one of those 6,000 or 40 crime offenders who've been doing the same crime in Vancouver. So this is related mostly on crime prevention as far as the government, um, how the government would address to this. So which is tomorrow will be election day in Canada, and what you vote is very crucial because this will involve the peace in order in our country. So for me, I'll be voting our local MP here in Barrie Springwater Oromidonte, Doug Shipley, and he is running under the party of the Conservative Party of Canada, supporting Pierre. So listen more about what Pierre could say.
But we need to get rid of Trudeau's broken bail system and replace it with a common sense bail law that says if you have multiple prior convictions for violent offenses and you were rearrested, you don't get out on bail until you're either acquitted or convicted and complete your sentence. And the final thing is that Trudeau's approach of flooding our streets with the most dangerous drugs under the so-called slogan of safe supply has been a total disaster. We see it in Vancouver, where the number of overdose deaths is up 300% under Trudeau and the NDP in that province.
Okay, so that's what we learned about how the present Liberal government are protecting the criminals. They're more on protecting the rights, the so-called rights of the criminals, of the crime offenders, rather than protecting the rights of the law-abiding and peace-loving Canadians. So we have we have also a right to live peacefully. But when there's a crime offender who will come to your house or rob you or whatsoever, so instead of protecting the rights of the innocent and law-abiding citizens, the Canadian, the Liberal government preferred to protect the rights of the crime offenders and let them free again in the street in order for them to do the same. So what happened in Vancouver massacre, where 9 Filipino Canadians died, is a reflection, a complete reflection, a clear reflection of the bad governance that was being implemented by the Liberal government. So tomorrow's election, April 28th, is very crucial. I'm voting for the for the Conservative Party of Canada, and we have to get rid of Rebel because the Liberal Party, because they promoting lawlessness in our country rather than promoting peace and order. And I'll show you. This is heartwarming because about that incident, for you who haven't seen it yet. Vancouver is attack. So this is the actual video that was taken during the incident yesterday. So warning, video contains content which may disturb you. One person ran through this and they just hit anybody in the street. There are kids that died. There are so So disturbing.
We are now Fraser 41st. Emergency has been dispatched. Ambulance has been dispatched. 911 has been called. Help is here. So a hit and run of a car, black SUV. So
It's a live video taken by one of the social media or
so
news
911 is
outlet
already
in
here.
Vancouver.
Stay back, stay back. Help is here.
Okay, and I'll show you another picture. I think this is the suspect. And the photo that I show you is the car that was used.
If you want to sell your house in Simcoe County and York Region for top dollar without...
Okay, here's... And I'm gonna look for Benji. Okay, Benji was able to get some photos of the incident. So, Benji Lindo Live, kasama din natin to sa Katatay Digong. So, these are the pictures. Okay, so it's very sad these things happened. And Lapu-Lapu victims praying for the victims of Lapu-Lapu Festival attack. This is the car that was used by the suspect. And I'm not so sure, maybe he's the suspect, he's the one. I'm not so sure. But Benji posted this. So that's it. So it's very sad that these things happened. And this could not be happening if this person has been put into jail the first time he made an offense. Because according to the police, there is a law here in Canada that when a crime offender committed something, they could just post bail, or it's easy for them to get released because of the Bill C-75 that was passed by the Liberal government. And so tomorrow is election time in Canada, and I hope our fellow Canadians, Filipino Canadians, would consider voting Conservative Party. Because if we allow the Liberal Party to rule, they will continue to protect the crimes, the rights of the criminals, and then they will allow them to be free in the street to commit the same crime again and again. At the same time, the mindset of how they rule is as if they just spend our money and without any thinking of what will happen in the future or something. So conservative meaning you conserve some things and you prepare for what life is ahead. And there he's focused on developing what is the need of the family, the individual family in our society. So I'll bring back to you Pierre. Okay, hold on. This is Pierre. This is his latest speech about the... Okay, so this is the one. This is his latest live today. This is today's rally. It was streamed live just several hours ago.
And I'll tell you this, I haven't seen how Canada and Canadians are now in need more than I could even
The person speaking is the wife of Pierre.
Right?
The wife who's Pierre is
Change!
an immigrant from
So friends,
it is Colombia, and she applied as a
I have
refugee,
one important question for you.
and they met
After the
Pierre
last
in
several decades
Canada, and they have
with
2
cost
children.
and crime up and our economy down, do you think that the Liberals deserve another 4 years term? I'm a community advocate. And guys, I have knocked on over 25,000 homes in Pickering, Brooklyn. And I'll tell you this, I haven't seen how Canada and Canadians are now in need more than I could even imagine. How about you guys? Right?
Okay, let's listen to some other videos.
Who is Pierre Poilievre? Many know him as the common sense leader the country needs. His school teacher parents know him as the boy they adopted and raised in their modest home in the suburbs of Calgary. His dad knows him as the son he took to early morning hockey games. His neighbors know him as the boy who used to deliver the morning newspaper. His children know him in Francais, Espanol, and English as Papa. And I know him as a guy who loves me for who I am, a Canadian who came to call Canada home, and his wife. So when Pierre says, it doesn't matter who you know or where you're from, but rather who you are and where you're going, these aren't just empty words. He's lived it. Common sense. Let's bring it home.
So that's it, guys. So I'll wrap this up, and as I said a while ago, it's about our future for the next 4 years, if we elect liberal or we elect conservative. So I'm urging and I'm encouraging everyone, Filipino Canadians and even other members of the cultural group in Canada, because Canada is a multicultural country, to vote for Conservative Party of Canada. We need change, and hopefully our vote will make a difference. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now. Next time. So this is yours truly, Beethoven and Feral Hawk. Thank you. Bye for now.